back once again. We just watched the next episode because why not? Why not treat yourself on the delicacy that is the twin dilemma? Or is it the twin dilemma? Because I think either one is the same as the other. So episode 3, right. So there are, in my opinion, so many things wrong with this, but I'm going to try and carve out, what I enjoy about this. Asmael should work. I think this conflict within him, we haven't really seen that in Doctor Who before. The fact he's a Time Lord, the fact that Sai's in charge of these weird bird people, that should work. This bonkers plan, I like. Russell T Davies has done something similar, so why not? That's good. Yes, it's on a flipping poster that he keeps hitting. You would have thought they'd gone and invested in. They've obviously run out of money. I mean, they've obviously run out of money at the end of the season, which is a great pity. Same. There are moments in here where I think, oh, Colin, I can see where you're going with this. There was something at the start, like the bit where he walked out of the TARDIS, and he's like, Jaconda, and like he was really worried and bothered. And then he went straight back in the TARDIS. And then you get this weird speech about, I'm full of self-pity and this, that, and the other. And all of a sudden I feel as if the programme's trying to make me side with the lieutenant, who I'm equally not that bothered about. He looks really pale, actually.
He's really pale.
Really pale. And the other thing I would say is this idea of this mania. Oh, by the way, I don't like the reference to manic depressive. That's just not good. That's just, times are different. But this idea that the Doctor's swinging, that he's having these little breakdowns and stuff. The programme is in no way helping Colin with those moments. There's nothing about the direction or the music in those moments. There's nothing about the interaction he had. The other actors don't seem to be... I don't know what it is, but whilst I think that should work, like that bit with the flipping slug, and we'll talk about the slugs in a minute, that bit there where suddenly he said, oh, you've got your foot trapped, and he starts turning on Perry, that should feel dangerous. That should feel threatening. But there's no... Yeah, you almost only realise with retrospect that he's had one of his moments, one of his funny turns. And in the moment, there's nothing... I mean, I'm not talking about signposting it all out, but couldn't we have like a camera cut or a double take or something? Just anything to indicate, oh, he's off again. And that doesn't seem to happen. And then that bit where he jumps over the table and tries to strangle Asmael, and then he's okay again. I'm trying to think, as a director, how would I help my performer get across this switch in personality or whatever else like that? And the show is doing nothing to help Colin there. Absolutely nothing. Very strange directorial choices there. I don't really get... I don't think the director has understood what the story's trying to do there. We will see when I do a bit of reading around it. The other thing I want to say is I cannot feel threatened by giant slugs. I don't like slugs. In my top 3 least favourite...
Quite a lot of slugs around.
Well, I was going to say, in my top 3 least favourite animals, there's wasps and there's slugs, and I don't know what the third is. But whatever it is, I cannot feel threatened by slugs, right? The costume's appalling. They're clearly walking, even though they're supposed to be slugs. I mean, it's just painful. But even if this was the finest Doctor Who costume known to man, it's not like the Wirren back in Ark in Space that were big old bug things and had a vague element of threat. Yeah, and also remember them, they were just basically models wiggling. We've got... so, for this Doctor's first story to have as its heart this mythical giant slug that I've never heard of before and suddenly I'm supposed to feel threatened by is absolute bobbins. There are so many old Doctor Who baddies they could have brought back for this in some spurious manner that we could have just gone, oh, crikey, I hate to hark on him, but why not just have the Whoathons again? RTD is going to make that work. Why not bring back the Tractators even?
Potato.
At least they're fresh in the memory. all the hard work's been put into making those a threat. You know, clearly whipping out the Cybermen is not going to work based on what's coming, you know, Earthshock and what's coming. 5 Doctors, of course. And we've just had a Dalek story. We've just killed the Master. We've used Silurians. You know, this era of Doctor Who has gone hell for leather at bringing back old baddies that presumably we've got an investment in and some sense of threat about. But there's nothing here like that. And it's just this... Lib just said to me, you know, she said, you always talk about this story as if it's one of the worst ever. And Libby's enjoying this to a certain extent. She said, you know, it's not bad. To me, you've got to respect that, by the way. But to me, every step of this story, I'm just thinking, why have you made that decision? Why is that call? Why are you getting this actor to play this in this manner? Why have you put a scene where Asmael's literally walking around like a spanner? He just walks into a room and walks out again. It's just like... I feel really sorry for Colin. Oh, and also, if you're going to put him in that costume, don't put him in a burgundy room then. Because he just looks... I mean, he's always going to look weird, but...
I think you're focusing on the wrong things here.
It's just everything. And I find it so frustrating. I want every Doctor to succeed. I really do. It's so important that every Doctor succeeds. And I feel as if the programme is doing everything it can to make life difficult for Colin Baker here. And you can see that this guy's trying to put forward a new take on the Doctor, you know, old stuff, new stuff, bring it all together. But it's not helping him at all. Not helping him at all. Anyway,